A new trailer for Shazam. Do we even care at this point? Does it even matter? Is Shazam even continuing? What's going on? I don't know. We have a new fun Netflix movie trailer as well, with David Harbour playing some sort of weird ghost creature. And, of course, as it's this week, it's been Oscar nominations week. There's a lot of Oscars discussion to get into. Predictions, desires, who do we want to win, but who will actually win and disappoint us all. All of it today on the show. Welcome to the Madness. Hello everyone, welcome back to Monday Madness with Morgan and the Machine. I nearly did the pointy thing the wrong way again.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm on this side of the screen, but when I point that way, it's actually pointing towards you.
Yes,
because
it's
of
perfect.
the way flipping works.
Yes.
And I don't understand that for some reason. My brain can't comprehend.
Yeah,
Hello, the Machine.
Hello, the Morgan.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Good. I'm okay as well. You did do a fun thing this week, though. You had a fun celebration this week, which I didn't actually mention in the intro, but we'll certainly be getting into. But yes, it's going to be an Oscar-heavy show today.
Yes.
Because it's that time of year. We spoke about the Globes a couple of weeks ago, didn't we? That was out. The winners were revealed for the Golden Globes. I also learned this past week why the Oscars don't say "and the winner is" anymore, even though they stopped saying that 35 years ago or something. And they say "and the Oscar goes to."
Yeah.
And apparently it's because it was too competitive.
Oh.
It sounded too competitive. Okay. It wasn't a celebration. It was more of a fight to the death.
It was like, haha, I beat you kind of thing.
Haha, exactly. And we don't want it to be, haha, I beat you. We want it to be, oh, well done for being the best of everyone that was great.
Okay.
It's not quite on the level of participation trophies, but
yeah.
It's getting there. It's getting there.
A little bit.
I was in the participation trophy generation, Jeannine.
Yeah, I didn't do any activities that warranted any types of any awards.
Anything at all?
I mean, I was in orchestra in sixth grade. I got an award.
A little bronze cello.
I got a little plaque, like a little wooden plaque for orchestra.
There you go.
But yes.
I think I don't know why I'm talking about this now. I think there's a significant difference, I think, between like participation trophies and just like commemorative thanks for being here situations.
I mean, it seems kind of the same though.
It's not, because it's not like you're not telling somebody well done
for just showing up.
Yeah, you're not saying well done for being here. You're just saying you were here. Here's a little commemoration for your involvement. It's not like well done. Let's all give you a round of applause, because yes, okay, we should only be. No, we shouldn't only celebrate winners, but
yeah, but that's
I do actually think.
Yeah.
First prize should not be looked down. I remember sports days at school as a child, Jeannine, and they would start by the winners, and the second place and the third place would get notable or notoriety.
Yeah.
Here you go. Here's your little sticker that says you won.
Yeah.
But then one day, when I was about 8, we all decided everybody does everything now and there's no winners. And it's just like a whole day of just messing around outside on the field.
Okay.
And everybody hated it. All the parents that showed up, all the grandparents that showed up, just, what's going on here? Where's the race?
No motivation.
It's like, no race here. Nobody cheering everybody. No, it's weird. Anyway, that's a totally off-topic topic to start the show. Should I just ask the question, Jeannine?
Yes, go for it.
So, Jeannine.
We have a few things up today.
Oh, yes. Let's start with your celebration, please.
Okay, yes. So, Roman Holiday is celebrating its 70th anniversary this year. So, some theaters are doing a screening. We're doing a screening of the movie. There's something called Fathom events. So they'll put on like different things. They'll show like operas or concerts, or do kind of these
Okay, we have similar.
anniversaries, or they'll do like these anniversary screenings. So I think like next month they're doing, I think it's the 30th anniversary of Groundhog's Day. So
Yeah, it will be, won't it?
yes.
93.
Yeah. So I decided to go see Roman Holiday on the big screen. I thought that would be fun. But they actually kind of did a nice little thing when I got in there. They were doing kind of some movie trivia on the screen. So trivia about the movie, trivia about the actors, trivia from that year I think that the movie came out. So yeah, it was a fun little kind of trivia thing. And then they got into the movie and it looked great. It looked really good. And then at the end, they actually did kind of a little behind the scenes with Leonard Moulton, kind of talking about the movie and the
Lovely.
actors, and um, just uh, talking about how this was the introduction of Audrey Hepburn, and people didn't really know her, and just how Gregory Peck really wanted this role because he really wanted to change it up because he was just tired of doing all these kind of dramatic things, which is like one of my major reasons why I love Roman Holiday so much. So, yeah, he
Yes,
got into how
you can very much tell that
yeah.
with Gregory Peck's performance in Roman Holiday
Yes.
that he just is really relishing being silly for a little bit.
Yes, and he got into how William Wyler really had to fight to get the film uh all set in Italy and to
And
actually
shot
film there.
there. Yeah.
Yes, because everyone was telling him, "Oh, just do it here, just do it in Hollywood," but he was definitely like, "No, it needs to be in Rome." So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it brings a beauty to the movie. It's one of my
Yeah.
very, very favorite movies. Certainly one of my favorite romantic based movies.
Yes.
Um that yes, I'm delighted you got to see on the big screen actually.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great experience.
Not often you can go and see old Hollywood movies on the big screen, really. You know, you can
Yeah.
go to anniversary screenings of older movies, sure, but when it's something as old as a Roman Holiday, 70 years, I've seen
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful Life on the big screen, but that's the only kind of old
Well,
Hollywood movie
yeah.
I've ever seen on the big screen.
That is the first, like, I made sure the first time I saw it was on a big screen. They were doing a Christmas, obviously, screening of it, and so, yeah, I went and saw it, and that was my first time watching it, was for an
Ooh,
anniversary screening on the big screen, so,
lovely.
yes.
No, I do love Roman Holiday.
So great.
I just wish they would release a nice boutique Blu-ray of it, not just the
Yeah,
standard Blu-ray that it
yeah.
has, because the standard Blu-ray may have like a, a little odd feature on it. But I want, you know what I'm like. I want depth. I want look at my
Yeah,
sign
well, I
today.
mean, Leonard Moulton
My
was talking a lot about so much behind the scenes stuff about the movie, and so like I would love to kind of see any kind of interviews or um things like that. And there was like a lot of pictures they were showing in the little clips of things he was talking about behind the scenes stuff, and so yeah, that movie definitely would be great to have a lot of extra features and conversations and behind the
yeah,
scenes
really
stuff.
pretty case. Make it limited
Yeah,
edition as well. Put a poster in there.
yeah.
Put a big book with. I want it. I
Yeah,
want it. I'm holding out on buying Roman Holiday. I still don't own Roman Holiday because I'm holding out for just
for a
one of
really
those to
good
show up.
audition. Yeah.
Which it always saddens me that I don't actually own it and can't just put it on every so often because
Yeah.
it's like it's not even available on Prime or anything like that. I would have to actually rent the movie if I wanted to watch it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because I'm stubborn and holding out for not actually buying the Blu-ray that's actually available because I want a
Yeah.
better
So
one.
you're just not gonna
It's
watch it.
annoying.
Yeah.
As much as I do love it. What was one of the trivia questions at the beginning? Gregory Peck does not have a mustache in this movie, but in what movie does he sport the best ever mustache in a movie?
I wish I would have gotten it correct.
Yes.
There was a trivia question saying, what movie did he do where he actually met his wife? And
Ooh. I feel like I should know this.
his wife, Veronique.
I feel like I really should know this. I don't know. What's the answer?
A Roman holiday.
Oh, well, that's fun.
Yeah.
That's probably why I feel like I should have known it, because it was that.
Yeah. Yeah, but it was fun.
Oh, yeah. Was she like the costume designer or something like that?
Something.
Or...
I meant to look it up to see if like she was, because he had like a little moment with the secretary in the movie. So I thought, oh, is it maybe her? And I meant to look it up after, but I didn't. I didn't know if it was someone on the crew
I'm
or
sure
someone
she
behind
was
the
a crew
scenes.
member. I'm sure she was someone in the costuming or the hair and makeup or something like that. I'm convinced she was. But yes, that's always nice, isn't it?
Yes.
We love Roman holiday.
Yes, so good. So romantic.
Yeah. It is. It is. It's a movie to embrace the silliness in.
Yes, and just getting to see Gregory Peck break away from the serious brooding and get to just be silly and romantic, and he's just so charming and sexy in that movie, like, oh, yes.
I mean, to be fair, he is.
And his voice, like, yeah. So good.
But his voice in that movie, when it comes with a smile and a wink, is
Yes,
even
it's
better
great.
than
Yeah.
when it usually just comes with like
Comes
a
with some
stern
grand
look.
speech or
Yeah.
yeah.
Unfortunately, if you go to Rome, you can't get away with stealing a Vespa and kind of just
Riding
messing
around
around,
and
bashing
knocking
through
people
fruit
down.
carts and things.
Yeah.
Which is a shame,
Yeah.
really. And I'm not sure how many European princesses actually visit Rome on a kind of weekly basis.
Yes, and who wouldn't kind of just know them from seeing them on the street.
Yeah. Just,
Even with
well,
their
you
very
look
adorable
familiar. No, I
haircut.
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just wearing normal clothes.
Yeah.
Why do you say you're wearing normal? Who are you? No one. I'm no
No.
one. I'm just going about my business.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
Yeah.
I'm not Princess Anne at all.
No.
Wonderful, wonderful movie that Roman
Yeah,
Holiday is.
so good.
I love that you went watching it.
Yes, it was nice to see
I've
on the
not
big screen.
I've not
And it
even
was like a
seen.
decent turnout. So
Good.
yeah.
I've not even seen anywhere that does any of these things, although I'm probably not on the right email lists or, looking
Yeah, I
at the
don't
right
know,
things
because
or anything like that.
yeah, I mean, I would think you would have something similar because yeah, like they show
I'm
concerts,
sure
they
there
show
would be.
like operas and musicals, and you
Oh,
can see
there's
all kinds of
definitely.
things,
I've
anime
definitely
movies,
seen.
all kinds of
Yeah.
special event type things. Yeah,
Even when I just go to the cinema normally, there's
there's an advertisement for
before
yeah,
there's advertisements for that sort of stuff, but maybe it's probably at a different smaller cinema that they would do these things.
maybe.
In fact, it almost certainly. In fact, I know the exact cinema that would probably put Roman Holiday on, and I actually did probably show it last week, but I just
Yeah,
wasn't
for the anniversary.
looking for it.
Yeah,
But yes, celebrating Roman Holiday. We love
yay, so
Roman
good.
Holiday.
Yeah, it was great.
We do have a couple of trailers today, though.
We do.
Like we said, I think we should start with this Netflix movie because
Yes.
I kind of like the look of this. It's called We Have a Ghost.
Yeah, like, it kind of tries to start a little serious, and then it gets very silly, I think.
It does.
Yeah,
It's coming out at the end of February, I think the 24th.
yeah.
And thank God it gives David Harbour actually some comedy to do rather than being gruff all the damn time. Even though he is comedic, he's often comedically gruff. In this movie, he just looks like he's being a bit
Being very
silly,
silly, yeah.
which is much like Gregory Peck in Roman Holiday, is a nice change.
Yeah, Yeah,
It's a
it was
nice change.
definitely giving Ghostbusters kinds of vibes, I think. I
A
was
bit of Casper the Friendly Ghost as well, I
Yes,
think.
just kind of ghost hijinks and making friends with people, living people.
Yeah.
So
Anthony
yeah,
Mackie's there.
yeah,
And yeah, the Anthony Mackie and his family are moved into this house. It's called something like the House of Death. And Ghost David Harbour kind of shows up, and it does look like a frankly silly movie,
yeah.
but like you said, that may start off seeming like a more conventional horror movie, but take
Then it
that turn
gets
into being
really
what we
fun and
assume
silly.
will be wholesome, kind of
Yeah,
save the ghost, kind
and
of
it looks
don't
like
take
we're
my ghost away from me, the government kind of
the,
movie.
the government is gonna arrest a ghost. Um, but no, and I think we're in this bit of a Jennifer Coolidge-assance type
Oh
thing.
God,
So
yeah.
yeah, because she's in this. She's also in this new J-Lo movie on Prime called Shotgun Wedding. And then
I've
her
heard
kind of just
about this, I think.
yes, because J-Lo always has to be a bride and everything apparently. Um,
She's got a complex.
yeah, well, I mean, she's somebody who had 2 weddings. Um, but yeah, I mean, it looks like a lot of fun. And yeah, Jennifer Coolidge kind of doing a bunch of things right now, just winning a Golden Globe and really
Oh
kind of
yeah.
stealing the show. And yeah, so she's popping up in here looking like kind of a Miss Cleo kind of scam artist, psychic type
Kind of
person.
perfect. Kind of
Yeah,
perfect for Jennifer Coolidge. You can just
yeah.
oh the they're speaking to me from the
Yeah.
other I can't do a good Jennifer Coolidge voice, but the other side is speaking to me. Oh no, what's
Yes.
going? You can picture her doing it perfectly.
Yes, very
And
much like Whoopi Goldberg and Ghost.
yes.
Which, in
Yes.
other news, Channing Tatum, I saw an article, wants to remake Ghost.
Do we need to remake
No,
Ghost?
we
Is this
don't. We really
relevant?
don't. No, we don't.
What's wrong with Ghost?
I don't
What's wrong
know.
with just normal
Channing
Ghost?
Tatum, yeah, he says they're gonna do something different, but he wants to remake.
Oh, something different. I see. So how can you
But
possibly do something different with it? It's a
yeah,
ghost. She falls in love with a ghost. There's a scene at a pottery class. That's all you need.
I think you're kind of changing the plot a little bit, but
I am
it's
changing
fine.
the plot a little bit.
So that's probably what Channing Tatum's is gonna be.
Yeah.
She was already in love with the ghost. The ghost was already her man. And then he
Oh,
died.
yes, that's right. Yes. The
But
point
yes.
stands. There's love with a ghost.
Yes, and there is a
Patrick
pottery scene, but
Swayze.
it's not a class. It's like she's
But look
making
at
pottery.
all these Patrick Swayze movies you tried to remake. What about the Point Break remake that
Oh,
nobody
that was
liked?
terrible. Yeah.
It's just going to be the same nonsense, and people are going to go to it because people. Oh, I remember Ghost. It wasn't it very nice. Oh, my love, my darling. Let's all sing that in the cinema, and
Yes, like
fondle each other while we're making pottery,
fondly.
and in the cinema.
Yeah, yes.
And let's all watch Channing Tatum do that instead. Why
Yeah, no
bother?
thanks.
Let's just go and
No.
watch Swayze and Demi Moore do it like everybody
Exactly.
else
And
does.
her do her one single tear best crier in the biz.
Yes.
Best crier in the
We don't
biz.
need something like that. Nonsense.
Yeah, so yeah, just a little segue. I saw that article and I was like, "No, thank you." But yes,
Yes, but we
we have
have
a
a
ghost.
ghost. I think I'm
Yeah, it looks
into.
fun. Yeah, it looks really
I mean,
fun.
it doesn't look like a particularly big movie, a particularly kind. It looks like
No, I mean, it
fairly.
has a pretty big cast, but
It
like in terms of
does
name, but so I think it'll be a big movie for Netflix, I think, just because of
a big
who's in
movie for
it and
Netflix. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Gonna get some love around the February time. It feels like a February movie. We like silly movies in February, don't we?
Yeah.
This is what February is kind of good for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the fact that we have a bit of something different from David Harbour by the looks of it,
Yeah.
and really it's better to do something like this than trying to remake Casper, for example, which looks like very similar kind of vibes. Yes, it's based in horror, I
Yeah,
guess,
and see, that's the
but
thing,
it's
like,
silliness.
if you have a premise that's very similar, yes, people are gonna make those comparisons, but I think it's
But it's
better
better than doing a
to
straight
do
remake.
your own thing than doing a remake because then the comparisons are obvious. At least if you're trying to do your own things, you can distinguish yourself a little bit.
Yeah,
But if you try to kind of bank off of a very popular IP and then failed, and that I think that's worse than kind of failing at something that's more original because at least you might get some respect for at least doing your own thing,
at
you
least
know?
trying. Yeah, at least
Yeah.
having some of your own thoughts,
Yeah.
which is always really nice, I suppose. Really, isn't it?
Yeah. Advice I would give Mindy Kaling right now.
Oh, oh, it's getting even worse, isn't it? As the
Yeah.
weeks go by, the hatred, you feel it in your heart. It's
Yes.
most uncomfortable for me as a deep Scooby Doo fan.
Yes. Like,
Just
just
to
do
see
another
not
mystery
not not the
show.
show itself, not the show itself necessarily, but just all the vitriol around it.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's making like I feel like people hate Scooby Doo now, and they don't. They don't.
No.
They just don't like this show at all.
Yeah.
It's just maybe I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. So
With
I
Velvet, it
think
just
it's
seems
yeah, it should have just been if you wanted to do a fun mystery show a la Scooby-Doo vibes and make it kind of adult humor and stuff, but like you're really working with characters who have existed for such a long time and to just change them so drastically is just it's not the move.
yeah. It would be like if Bugs Bunny all of a sudden started to become like a deviant, you know.
Yeah.
It would just be what's going on here?
Yeah,
This is weird.
exactly.
Like
So,
we don't
I
mind
mean,
characters that are like this, but have them be new characters. People love Big Mouth, don't they? And things like this. It's the most
yes,
vulgar show out there. But
but
people love it because it's entirely original. It's entirely its own thing. You
and
can't
like
just
BoJack
throw that
Horseman,
kind
I
of
hear is
humor.
kind of a
BoJack
similar
Horseman.
thing. Yeah, and like the Harley Quinn show.
Yeah.
So, like,
You can't just
you could
throw characteristics on characters that have never been there.
exactly, exactly. So I think that's the thing that the characters are just drastically not themselves and not in a fun or creative way. So,
Yeah. Well, what are characters in a drastically being themselves in a fun and creative way in this new Shazam trailer? Shazam, Fury of the Gods. Jeannine,
yeah.
that is it. The last shred of potentially good older DC before we move into
I
running
mean,
Saturn
yeah.
proper.
And as Zachary Levi, he was kind of just like talking about how he really doesn't know what his fate is. He's just kind of
Which is a
hoping.
shame.
Yeah, like I think he's one person who they haven't really sat down and had that conversation with yet about like
Probably should
whether he's
have.
gonna be around or not. So I think I saw him kind of doing a live or something, and he was just talking about he's hoping the movie does well and people will go see it, and you know he would love to continue working in this space, and but he doesn't really know. So
I like him as Shazam. I really did like the first Shazam. I thought it was a very sweet movie, a very funny
yeah,
movie, um, a movie that actually meant an awful lot to a certain group of people, like foster kids and that sort of stuff. It was really kind of it meant a lot to them. It was heavily kind of influenced by that experience
yeah,
and finding your family that Billy Batson very much does in that
yeah,
movie, as well as coming into his own and obviously turning into Shazam himself. Um, but there was good magic in that movie. There was good kind of crazy otherworldly DC vibes in the first Shazam, and I think it was a really
yeah.
entertaining
Yeah, it
movie
was
as
really
well.
fun and funny and yeah, it really spoke to some great like family elements and just kind of the team up kind of aspect at the end I thought was just really cool and exciting.
Yeah,
And I'm sure you were excited to see Megan Good. So,
I mean, certainly, as you well know, but that's beside the point. She wasn't heavily featured in the trailer, Jeannine, which I was quite
No.
disappointed by. But who was heavily featured in the trailer, I suppose, was Helen Mirren and Lucy Liu.
Yeah, I mean, this trailer just kind of I don't think the trailer did much more than what we've already seen. It kind of just laid out the stakes, I think, a little bit more, but overall, it kind of mostly the same stuff we've seen in the other trailers. So,
I just think, really, it's almost a shame, and I know it couldn't because I know the world situation, but it's almost a shame this movie couldn't come out 2 years ago.
yeah.
Because if it had, I think people would care more. I
Yeah,
think
because
people
like
would be
I'm not
more
as
excited.
excited for this as I think I should be, you know?
I'm not as excited for this as I want to be,
Yeah.
which is upsetting, really. It's
Yeah.
disappointing, and I think it's an amalgamation of things. I honestly think kind of the comic book movie genre has not moved on from, but it doesn't, you can't just get away with being kind of fun and quippy, I don't think, at the moment.
Yeah.
There has to be some sort
Something
of
more,
either a stylistic level or just a deep level. I feel like, I don't know what it is. I feel like pure comedy superhero movies now are just not what people are looking for
yeah.
in those style of movies. Like, I don't think a Deadpool movie works right now because I think we're in a world of, and I know what I sound like when I'm saying this, but I think we're in a post-Avengers Endgame world where you just need a bit of misery. We're in a Wakanda Forever world. We're in a The Batman world where you just
Yeah.
need a bit
A
of
little bit
misery in your
more. Yeah.
superhero movies, in your comic book movies, while having a real clear stylistic flair as well. This is what Black Adam suffered with. It was very run of the mill. It was a good movie. I enjoyed the movie, but it was very run of the mill.
Yeah.
And I just feel like Shazam Fury of the Gods is going to be very similar. Put that into the pot as well of what the hell is the future of this.
Yeah.
If we know what the future of this is by the time it comes out, I think it's almost more exciting if we actually know this is it for Shazam. This is it for Zach Levi
Yeah.
Shazam. It would actually do more good for this movie because I think more people would go and see it just to say,
Yeah, if they
thanks,
knew that
Zach
was kind of
Levi,
the
for
end
doing
of
this.
yeah, if that was indeed like the kind of last thing of the earlier DC universe that we were gonna
I mean, I know
see.
we're getting the Flash, but that's beside the point, and Aquaman.
Yeah.
And again, two movies that I feel like people really are just not going to go and watch
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
for
it's
one
just
reason or another.
wrapped up in so much mess that yeah, I don't
I
know.
always say it's a shame for Aquaman. It's because everybody else involved with Aquaman. I actually
But I
still think
mean,
Aquaman 1 is a really good movie.
I mean, I think it's okay.
I
Just kind
do.
of
I
funny.
like it. I really do like it. I
Every
think it's mad.
conversation getting interrupted by an explosion. Like,
I know, but I think it's a
there's
bizarre
literally
movie.
like 3 or 4 scenes where people are like talking and then an explosion happens.
I genuinely do really like Aquaman, the movie. I think it's great. I think it's a lot of fun. Again, that's a movie. This sequel is a movie that should have come out 3 years ago.
Yeah, so like I feel like these things are just coming out too late in terms of the interest and yeah, like I want to be more excited for Shazam than I am, but I'm gonna see it, but
I'm gonna
I don't
see it.
know.
I am
I
gonna
don't
see
know.
it.
I'm not super like hyped about it like I think I should be.
But there's nothing. There's nothing putting me off seeing this one like there kind of
No.
is with Flash and Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely gonna go and see it. I obviously I enjoy for the most part. DC movies,
Yeah.
that whole world, that was kind of mishmashly created. I do kind of enjoy the vast majority of the movies from it, because we're still so unclear on where we're going. I feel like until we know, then we're not gonna be as excited for anything that's ending or anything that's coming,
Yeah.
because we don't know what's coming necessarily, but we don't know if the end of things are actually the end of things yet.
Yeah.
And if something is the end of things, it makes it more exciting to go and see it, because
Yeah.
the end, the
Yes. So I
finale.
want to see this since it's the last thing from this era of DC that I'm gonna get to see,
I do,
So
however, feel like Zach Levi does play that character very, very well. I mean, I know
yeah, he's great.
he's ridiculously silly, and there's
And
certain
super likable.
very, very likable. There's certain elements of this trailer that do feel a little bit too vomit-inducingly quippy for me,
Yeah.
and I do. I think this is me being the way I am at the minute, and just needing a little bit of heaviness from superhero movies.
Yeah. But I mean, I think this trailer definitely tried to come more with some heavy aspects.
It tried,
and,
but
and
where are
more
they coming
emotion.
from? Where are they going to?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like this just sets up more stakes. It definitely shows kind of how powerful these villains are going to be, and um, potentially stripping power away from Billy, like at the worst moments, and just
Yeah,
kind of this case of them really not knowing how to even defeat them or fight them. Billy
he's a big
doubting
dragon.
himself. Yeah, yeah. So we
I
do
li-
get a Khaleesi joke in there. Uh,
which also is like 5 years too old.
yeah,
So I do
yeah.
hate jokes like that in these movies. I really do. Actually, they make me feel ill,
Yeah.
because why are you writing jokes? They do.
Yeah.
There's
And
nothing
there's Fast and
worse.
Furious jokes in there.
There's nothing more. There's nothing that dates your movie more than making pop culture references.
Yeah.
Does any of those movies I mentioned before make really distinct pop culture references? No. And those movies will live on through time, because you can just go back and watch them as a singular movie, where you don't have to know some sort of small bit of newsy information
Yeah.
about
To
something
get
that was
behind it.
popular in
Yeah.
2015 or whatever,
Whatever. Yeah.
to actually
Very
know
true.
and understand the
Yes.
joke, or understand the context of something that's happening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I don't like it.
So I do hope, like, most of the comedy is going to feel organic to the characters and what we got in the first film, and not kind of this forced references and, wink at the cameras, like you said. So
Yeah.
um I'm hoping for just maybe more serious stakes with some smart kind of comedic moments peppered in there. So we'll,
Yes,
we'll
definitely.
see.
And look, it's exciting to see someone like Helen Mirren be such a menacing looking villain, and
Yeah.
Lucy Liu, who
I
I
feel like we
can't
haven't
remember
seen
the
in a
last
long
thing.
time.
No, I can't
Yeah.
remember the
So
last thing I've
nice
seen
to see
Lucy Liu
her.
in. It's really
Yeah.
good to see them two seemingly be very, very powerful, very, very
Yeah.
threatening looking.
Yeah.
Um, I'm into it. I'm just not as into it as I hoped I would be, as I
Yeah,
want to
same,
be.
same, same. So
Which
nothing wrong with it. Doesn't look bad, but I think just the state of the DC universe is kind of like it's hard to kind of get excited about anything happening with DC right now, because even if
it
it was
is,
something you liked, you're not going to get any more of it,
yeah,
in the way
and
that you were getting it before. So it feels kind of like a waste,
it,
because these
as
movies
harsh as
aren't like,
that sounds,
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, these movies aren't like the Batman. These movies were built to kind of continue on and have
yeah,
sequels and tease things and build up for the next thing. So, if this movie ends up doing that because that's kind of what the plan was, or if they
It's,
cut something that was supposed to kind of continue it, you're gonna
yeah,
probably feel that.
you are. I think you
So
are. And God, I mean, look at, even going back. I mean, I know it was only a few months ago, but going back to look at the end of Black Adam now is just silly, isn't it?
yeah,
It's just like, oh my God, we were all so excited for 2 weeks before
yeah,
news actually
before all,
happened.
yeah,
And it's just, you'll never watch that movie again.
yeah,
You'll never watch that movie again, and you'll feel fine for not doing. And that's sad, really, isn't it?
yeah,
It's upsetting, but we're here to start something new or something different. We just want to know what it is, please,
yes,
James.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
led
just
to believe, I've seen news this week that the slate announcement is coming shortly. So
okay,
whether that's in the next 2 weeks or in the next 6 weeks, I don't know. I don't think Gunn and Safran know, or even Zorboff. I don't think Zorboff knows. Zorboff might know,
yeah, maybe.
but we don't trust him. We trust the other two. We don't
Yes.
trust Zorboff.
So we'll see. Hopefully, we get something
We will
soon.
see. We will see. Hopefully, we do, because then it will be time to get legitimately excited. I think. I mean, just picture this scenario: them putting out DC's slate on Quantumania opening day
Oh, I
as
mean,
just don't go watch the rival.
yeah,
Talk about us instead.
because
Get
look at the
excited about
awesomeness we
us.
have coming. Yeah,
Yeah, because we know that's going to be a big movie.
yeah,
And that's actually going to be the next episode of the show, actually, isn't it? Monday Madness will actually be
yeah. I
the
believe it comes out that weekend before that show. So
yes, because we are going to be having a couple of weeks away from Monday Madness while
yeah,
I am on holiday. But we will be back right after Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania comes out, for presumably a lot of that show focused on
yeah,
that movie and giving our thoughts on that.
yes,
Which is in, we're having 2 weeks off. We're having 2 weeks off the show. So yes, I like that as an idea.
yeah.
I think it's kind of evil. I think it's kind of like, haha, let's just cut them. And they all say, don't they? They all say, oh, if comic book movies are doing well, we're all doing well. We're not
Yeah,
rivals. Yes, you are. You've been rivals for
for
decades. Stop
decades.
it.
Yeah, so we'll see. I think that would be a good idea. Very smart marketing move.
Again, this is my complaint of lack of competitiveness in people, lack of competition. Stop trying to not be competitive
Get
when
a
you clearly
participation
are.
trophy.
It's not okay for everybody to succeed. It's not, if one thing succeeds, we all succeed. No, if you succeed, you succeed.
Oh my
Screw
gosh.
them.
Love that mentality. It's great.
Never mind those people over there. They let them worry about themselves,
Okay.
If they want to succeed, they can succeed. They have to work. They have to get there.
Yeah.
They have to succeed themselves. And if you do it, it's on you. It's not on them.
Yes.
They're
Yeah.
not turning around going, oh, well done, The Batman, for being a really, really good movie that was
Yeah.
really good. We feel like we've succeeded over here at Marvel Disney Feiginess. No, they're not saying that.
No.
They're not saying that, so you shouldn't say
But
it
they
to
want to
them either.
pretend like they're saying that. So, you know.
It's all false. Falsities. Falsities, Jeannine.
Yes.
Speaking of movie falsities, let's get into our Let's Talk today, which is going to be entirely focused on our Oscars predictions, because this past week, of course, the full list of Oscar nominations will come out. Jeannine, I do not think we'll be going through every single category, because to be quite frank, I haven't got a clue when it comes to documentaries, shorts, or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, me neither. Me neither.
Which you might say, oh well, aren't you being elitist and not elitist, the opposite of elitist, and not looking at every single movie that's ever. But I've never done that. I've never done that. I know people love doing it. I know you actually quite like to make sure you watch every single Best Picture now.
I do. And I've won
I don't
several
care.
I've won several. You should watch every
I
Best
should
Picture.
care. I should care.
I mean, it's the easiest thing you can do. They're even doing like special releases, like to where re-releases of films so that you can watch everything that's nominated. I mean, if nothing else, if you're not going to go and watch all the documentaries or all the international or any of those things, at least watch the Best Picture movies. And I'm sure you've seen a decent amount, so like there's not going to be a ton for you to watch. But I also kind of want to see the ones of performances that were nominated that I haven't seen.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So yes.
Well,
I think it's a fair thing to do.
Get straight in.
All right.
I don't know where we want to start. Do we want to start with like smaller categories and build up to the big stuff?
Let's do that.
Okay, so let's go. I mean, what's the... Not to be horrible to people, these people put a lot of work into what they do. I'm saying that sincerely, and they all deserve their nominations, or well, maybe some of them don't. But maybe some people deserve the nominations more than some others. We'll talk about that as well. But they're all great. But we like people.
Yes.
Here on Monday Madness, and it's a wonderful podcast. We like
we like people.
We like people.
Basic. Yeah.
So, what's the smallest category we want to actually look at? Makeup and hairstyling, that kind of level. Because sound design, I mean, sound.
I think sound and cinematography are
sound and cinematography come as a pair, don't they?
Yeah.
Editing comes alongside that.
Yes, because I would
makeup,
count
costuming.
Yeah, I would like conversations about makeup and hair and cinematography,
score and song.
Yeah.
Basically, we'll just not talk about the shorts or the documentaries, but that is out of
things that we can't really predict because we just haven't seen a good bulk of them. So,
and don't worry, we don't hate short films or documentaries. How do you see them though? Where are these
like
shorts?
some of these,
where are these shorts?
Where are they showing? Where are they playing?
Put shorts before movies. If this was the 40s, you would put shorts before movies and everybody would know what the shorts were. But nobody does anymore because you don't do it.
Except Pixar.
Except Pixar, which always end up winning the shorts anyway. Usually, don't they? So I suppose it's fair enough. And the one from Pixar will probably win. Or if Pixar has like 3 of them, one of them will win because it's Pixar, and it always is the case.
Yes.
So let's start then with... let's start then with best sound.
Okay.
Let's start with best sound. So you've got All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Batman, Elvis, and Top Gun: Maverick for best sound.
Okay.
I can't be doing with Elvis because most of the sound of Elvis is just Austin Butler going, "Oh, yeah, I'm Elvis." And I can't be doing with it.
I think you still need to watch Elvis.
I do still need to watch Elvis. I just don't want to because Austin Butler.
Well, I think you should.
Voice.
It makes sense in the movie when he's actually playing Elvis.
It does make 100%.
The issue is him still doing it years later.
Now, the issue is him still doing it when he's 65 years old. He will still be talking like that.
No, I think Top Gun Maverick. I mean, I have seen that movie in every format you could possibly see it. And the sound was really good. Like the first screening I saw it in was the 40X, so I could feel the jet pulses and the speed and all of those really intense sounds and how they kind of moved about the room. So I mean, I definitely think that is a deserved nomination. I don't know about Elvis. It's not something I really kind of picked up on with that.
And this isn't like score either. So this is like
No.
sound design and
Design,
that sort
yeah.
of stuff.
Yes.
So I'm looking at the Batman here and I'm going,
Yeah.
yes, for score, 100%.
Yeah.
That's what I love about the kind of sound of the Batman, that ridiculous drum that is just constant throughout the whole
Yeah.
movie. It's who did the score? Why am I forgetting? Was it
Ooh.
Giacchino? Wasn't Giacchino, was it?
No. Let me
It was
see.
somebody else. I don't know why I thought it was. Why would I think it was Giacchino? He tends to do everything anyway.
Yeah.
But All Quiet on the Western Front is a big one that I actually still haven't seen, and I could just see because it's
Oh
on
no,
Netflix.
it is Giacchino.
It is
Yes.
Giacchino.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But yeah, the massive big drum thing. But that's the score. That's not really the sound design.
Yeah.
So it's tough to look past Top Gun Maverick, really,
Yes,
just
I
for
think
the
there's very specific sound.
roar
Like
of the
you could
planes and
feel,
stuff.
like I saw
Yeah.
it in Screen X, I saw it in 40X, I saw it in IMAX, I saw it in regular, and every version I could feel everything.
Yeah.
So yes, I would give it to Top Gun Maverick all the way.
Okay. Well, just because it's nicely on my list here and I'm kind of moving up, score comes next. So best original score. You don't actually have one for the Batman in, which
Yeah, it should have.
it should be in there.
Yeah.
You have All Quiet on the Western Front. Again, unfortunately, I can't speak to that's one I have to watch.
Yeah.
Babylon, which I could have watched last week. Did it come out last week here? But I haven't been to see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Which is a shame. The Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fablemans. Seems like a weird bunch for score, really, doesn't it? Although I'm led to believe Babylon does have a
good,
really good music in it.
Yeah,
because it's kind of this jazzy movie.
Yes.
But I don't think any of the ones that I have seen there.
But I haven't.
Unfortunately, only 2 of those movies.
I know I haven't, but I don't think I've seen like any of. I haven't seen The Fablemans. I haven't seen The Banshees of Inisherin yet.
Well, The Fablemans comes out. Well, as of The Fablemans comes out the day we're recording this show, but I'm going on holiday, so I don't actually know if I'll be able to see it before I go.
They're literally only showing The Fablemans at one theater at a time that I can't go see it. So.
Not good.
Yeah, and it's like one of the small, like cheapy theaters.
I really don't know about this best original score. The Banshees of Inisherin. I mean, it was good.
But was it like something that stood out to you?
Me.
Yeah,
No.
I feel like there were other scores that definitely were more memorable, like the Batman. Like I don't understand. Yeah.
That is one of the most memorable scores. That ridiculous, like I said, that ridiculously pounding, pulsating, massive drum that's just constant throughout that movie. Should be ahead of those for me. That's a big snub, that one for me, actually.
Yes, I think a lot of people are talking about just even in terms of cinematography as well. I mean, every shot in the Batman
beautiful movie
looked gorgeous. So yeah, definitely a snub there for a lot of things, I think. But yeah, I mean, I can't really speak to this category because I haven't really seen most of these movies.
We're not experts here on Monday Madness. Unfortunately,
we are not a 4-year consideration show. We're just 2 yokels.
No, we're not. We're just
rambling into
morons, really, aren't we, Jeannine? We're idiots. Who, for some reason, some people enjoy.
But I mean,
watching.
I have to brag a little bit that I have won several Oscar ballot game.
Okay.
So people look to me.
I've never played one.
At my old job, we used to do it every Oscar season, and I think I won twice.
There's absolutely no way I would do that at my.
I won twice, and then my good friend Brianne Chandler had a Oscar party, and we did the ballots, and I won. So
we do like Brianne Chandler as well.
Yes, we do.
Give it to Everything Everywhere All at Once. Give it another one. That's all I'm saying for that.
Yes,
I'll be happy with that.
Yes,
but again, Babylon, I'm led to believe, does have
it would be pretty good. Yeah.
Next up, best makeup and hairstyling. All Quiet on the Western Front, The Batman, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Elvis, and The Whale.
Oh, I mean, that makeup on Brendan Fraser.
Makeup on Brendan Fraser's pretty good
And,
in The
like,
Whale.
they really studied, like, they didn't wanna do, like, a typical kind of fat suit. They wanted to make it move and feel like, like real skin, like, and the weight of it to so he could really kind of put that into his performance. And there was a lot of care in that suit as opposed to kind of your typical fat suit. So,
Yes,
that's
we've
like
not
made of
we've not just
foam
put
and yeah.
yeah.
So
It's not
yeah,
Mike
he
Myers in Austin Powers
yes,
as
it's not like Fat
no.
Bastard level. So he talked about how they really put a lot of effort into making it move kind of naturally and things like that. So I mean, I could see that winning. One of my favorite things about Wakanda Forever was the variety in hairstyles because we're working
Yeah.
with black women and we rarely see these beautiful black hairstyles, which also a snub for me is the Woman King for the amount of beautiful braiding styles and natural styles that movie was doing and all different kinds of hair
Especially
textures and
considering
colors and yes, there were some beautiful hairstyles in the Woman King, so I'm
well,
really
especially
upset that
considering
got
that movie is historical
yeah.
as well as entirely African,
Yeah,
like Central African,
yeah,
Central East African, and really does have to be very, very precise and kind of intricate with its hairstyling. Where's that? I mean, bluntly, there's not many black people in these nominations.
no. Um, so yeah, that was kind of a disappointment because the Woman King had very beautiful natural hairstyles and black women in their hair in Hollywood has been a very difficult topic. Like um even in terms of like applications of wigs, like black women do probably put wigs on better than most people working in Hollywood. And, lots of black women when they're on sets, they don't have anyone who can do their hair. So then they have these inexperienced hairdressers trying to do these things to their hair to make them look, pleasing to the, masses and then
Yes,
ruining black women's hair or stripping away kind of the natural essence of them. So to have movies like The Woman King and like Wakanda Forever really depicting beautiful braided hairstyles and natural afro hairstyles and beading in hair and clay in hair and all kinds of interesting things, I think that definitely deserves some attention. So one
I,
of the things I did love about Wakanda Forever was all the hairstyling, from a Riri with these cornrows and working with
yeah.
Leticia Wright's like short hairstyles and Ramonda giving her that beautiful white kind of afro hair and um, just all the different hairstyles we saw.
There's a lot,
I
even
really
even those from Talakan, even though they
yes, yes. So I would definitely put that up there for
it's
my
it would be a good one for it to win, I think, for
yes,
Wakanda Forever to
yeah.
win. Um, I mean, looking at All Quiet on the Western Front, I haven't seen it, but war movies always tend to be pretty impressive in terms of makeup and that sort
Makeup,
of stuff
yeah.
because you have to
Mhm.
be if you're a good
Yeah.
war movie.
Yeah.
So I would assume it's very good.
Yeah.
But I do think that will be a good one for Wakanda Forever to actually win. The Batman,
Yes.
the makeup and the hair isn't what sticks out to me from the
Well, I
Batman.
mean, if you're looking at Colin Farrell,
If
it
you're looking at
is.
Colin Farrell, I suppose yes.
Yeah, because he looks
But you're just really looking at
unrecognizable.
Colin Farrell, aren't you? You're not looking at anybody else,
Well,
really.
same with the whale. You're only looking at Brendan
Well,
Fraser
that's true.
there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I could see that the Batman or Wakanda Forever kind of
Okay.
standing out
Okay.
with the most impressive kind of thing. So,
Okay. Costume design. We have Babylon, Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris, which I haven't
um,
watched at
I
all.
would definitely go for Wakanda Forever or Everything Everywhere All at Once because all of Stephanie's shoes looks
Yeah.
So
I mean,
cool.
even the hot
And
dog fingers.
yes, and like just her in all these different universes and all the different outfits she's wearing and um in all the different worlds. And yeah, Stephanie Shu,
Yeah,
I think her kind of costuming has to kind of be the standout thing there. So I would definitely give
uh,
it to her. And Ruth
the
Ruth
reason the
Carter, I mean, she won
yeah,
before for Black Panther. She designed some beautiful things, and then really kind of looking at clothes that people would wear for mourning and those kinds of things,
yeah.
and having to pay attention to those little details and putting those in there. And yeah,
I think if she won for Black Panther, I think she's doing more in Wakanda Forever with costumes because she's not just focusing on kind of one type of people. She's focusing on
oh yes,
Talokan
with
as well.
Talokan as well.
So
And
that's all Mayan influence, that's Central American influence. That
yes,
and she's bringing those at a real quality as well to that.
yeah.
So if she won for the first one, why not give her a second one for
Yeah,
this?
she's not just working with Wakandan, she's working with a whole nother group of people with a whole
The
different
only
kind of
reason
style.
Babylon and Elvis would win is because people like people in suits and dresses.
Yes, or very kind of time period specific outfits.
Which, yes, okay, again, the costumes in Babylon look very classy, very nice, don't they? And
Yeah,
all these kind of situations. I do think there's more intricacy to something like Everything Everywhere or Wakanda Forever in this
yeah,
particular category. So, yeah, either of those two. But I could see something like Babylon winning just for Hollywood being Hollywood reasons, although Babylon is also a kind of we hate Hollywood vibe movie, isn't it? We
yeah,
love Hollywood, but we also hate it.
yeah.
It's terrible. It's kind
Yes,
of one of those movies.
seems
No,
like
yeah,
it.
I'm
So
not sure with that one.
yes, I would go with Everything
Um,
Everywhere. Just
ooh,
yeah,
animated, feature.
yeah.
Animated feature. Best animated feature. We have Guillermo's Pinocchio. Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, which isn't out in Britain yet. Puss in Boots, The Last Wish. The Sea Beast. And Turning Red, which I like
Yes.
to see in there because I like Turning Red a
I
lot.
really loved Turning Red so much.
I
Just a
do
movie
think
that
Pinocchio's got this, though.
yeah, and also just kind of the unfairness of Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, because I think I heard something about how Lego Movie was not eligible because they had one live action scene, but yet Marcel the Shell with Shoes On is in there.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that about Lego Movie. I thought Lego Movie won the best
It
animated.
no,
Oh,
Everything is Awesome was nominated for Best Original
oh,
Song,
that's
but
right.
I don't think it got nominated for Best Animated Feature. And I think they kind of miscounted it because it had that one live action scene at the end with Will Ferrell and
Yeah.
all that. But Marcel the Shell with Shoes On, I haven't seen it because literally it was only screening for a short period of time at times that I couldn't go, and then it was just out of theaters. So I did not get to see it. Um, it's
Horrible. I hate
literally
it.
it's literally wholly kind of showing human people and in the real world and like just stop motion. So
And he's just
like
wandering around in it all.
yes. So very much kind of
Okay.
like on an unfair. So I'm always kind of just looking at that like that's not fair. That shouldn't count. Because Lego Movie, despite what you think about the movie, like that animation was
Oh, it's
amazing.
brilliant.
Was a
It
feat.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So for that not to get
Um.
recognized is kind of frustrating. But uh
Unfortunately, I don't even know what the Sea Beast is. That probably sounds
it was a Netflix animated film.
okay.
I think they were
Plus,
kind of wanting that Wendell and Wild, the Jordan Peele,
yeah, the
kind of
Jordan Peele
want
one.
to kind of be the one in that mix, but it ended up going to the Sea Beast, which I'm told
Okay.
it's like a decent story, but definitely. And I've also heard some great things about the Puss in Boots movie because that one's kind of
Oh
using some
yeah.
really great animation styles and
Like
th-
how is this? Is it second sequel or just first sequel to a spin-off of Shrek
yes,
that
so
wasn't very
so
good?
yes,
Really
there
good. How is it this good?
Everyone's saying it's really good, and the villain in it is like the scariest villain in all of DreamWorks. Like that's what I'm hearing. And the story's really good, and like they're cutting between, I think, kind of the regular computer animation that you've seen into like a kind of cool, like comic booky, almost like into the
Okay,
Spider-Verse style animation. So they're cutting into different styles of animation.
probably
And they
need
said
to
the
see
story is
this.
really good. I think it's like the story is kind of like Puss in Boots is like on his last life, of his 9 lives, and so he
Okay.
has to figure out how to use it or something. So everyone's saying like the story's really good, the animation's really good, the villain's really kind of scary and creepy. So I need to see that
I am
one.
now
But
hoping. I'm now hoping that this one is perhaps on the in-flight entertainment on my plane
yeah, I mean, it
for
might
flying
be.
on
It's
holiday.
been out for a decent while, so,
They
yes, because
usually
I know
have a
you're a
good
huge
selection of animated children's
yes,
movies to
you're a
entertain
huge
the
Shrek fan,
children's.
so I
I am.
think you would probably enjoy that, but, for my personal love, I would give it to Turning Red, but I think it's probably gonna go to Guillermo.
It's definitely going to Guillermo. The
Yeah.
Academy loves Guillermo del Toro.
Yes.
They give him a lot of things, and to be fair, the patience, the dedication, the
Yeah.
time that goes into something like Pinocchio is ridiculously impressive, and it shows in that movie, doesn't it? Really, but yes, I do love Turning Red, but it's a typically animated Pixar movie.
Yeah.
There's nothing massively unique about the animation in Turning Red.
No, it's
It's
very
just a
much your
good
Pixar
movie.
thing.
It's just a
It's a
really
good
good
story, it's a
Pixar
good
movie.
movie, and yeah, yeah, and I'm really bummed
But
that
yeah,
Bored Town did not get nominated for Best Original Song because that song is so good.
oh no, we're not. No, it's the
Yes.
worst part of Turning Red.
No, it's not, it's so good. It's so good.
You just like it because it's supposed to be in sync.
It's good, it's really good.
That's the only reason you like it. Okay, visual effects, which is different to makeup because this is everything involved in visual effects. You have All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Way of Water, The Batman, Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, and Top Gun Maverick. This one is quite hard, I think, to pick.
I mean, Avatar, The Way of Water probably has the most. I mean, it took
It, it,
7 years to create this movie and all
yes,
the
it
visual
probably
effects in
is,
it, but
but it does make me feel ill at times with it being stupidly frame rated.
yes, and it's very much video game cutscene, like
And
shaky
it looks
zooms.
like a video game. It's really nice to look at. Okay, I will admit
I mean,
it's
just for the amount of work that went into it, like I think, I think it probably deserves it. But
it probably does, and it probably will get it, won't it? Really, out
yes,
of
I
all
think
those, I
so.
would imagine. Um, and you wouldn't really bat an eyelid at it getting it, but I
No,
do
no,
think all of those, and like I said, I've not seen All Quiet on the Western Front, but again, you have to assume a really good, well-received war movie
war
has
movie.
pretty good
Yeah,
visual effects in it.
yes, I would think so.
All of those have really good effects, really good special effects in. But yeah, there's probably an Avatars to lose, isn't it? That one, I suppose, because of the time. Again,
That
often
yes,
the Academy
yeah.
loves putting
I mean,
time
I
into
think it
things, I suppose,
just it
doesn't it?
just came out that it surpassed the amount of money made by Avengers Endgame. So,
Oh, was it not Infinity War? Isn't
or
Endgame still the highest?
no, but I think Avatar has now beaten it in terms of
Avatar 2?
yeah. I think I
What
just saw
is the
some.
highest grossing movie ever now? I'm sure that's
I think I saw something that
no.
said it beat Avengers Endgame.
No. Oh.
Yes,
Well,
yes,
it might have. I don't know.
I'm pretty
It
sure I
might have.
saw
Oh,
something.
well, that's silly. I'm not sure. I'm not so sure about that. Production design. We want to talk about production design. I sometimes like things that
Okay.
are well production designed. You've got All Quiet on the Western Front again. Avatar, Babylon, Elvis, and the Fablemans.
I
Again, I
mean,
mean, you're looking at similar kind of stuff, aren't you? Really?
but I mean, an Avatar's production design was all made in computer, like,
It was,
essentially,
which I
right?
hate. I
Yeah, so
hate.
nobody's building that outside of a computer, right? So how does that
No,
count?
no. Also, if Marcel the Shell is up for animated, why is Avatar not?
I
Because it is.
mean,
Surely you've just told me Marcel the Shell with shoes on is entirely humans and then just Marcel plodding around
in stop motion
in
animation,
stop
so yeah.
motion. So surely Avatar: The Way of Water is actually more of an animated movie than that
And Marcel
movie.
the Shell with shoes on. I mean, I guess, yeah.
Surely it is.
Yeah.
Since it's silly, Jeannine. Silly
Yes. It's
things.
kind of
Silly things
weird
are
to kind of
silly.
what quantifies something as those things. But yeah, I mean all of those, like, obviously some I haven't seen. Um but I mean I would think maybe All Quiet on the Western Front in terms of having to depict a whole different time period and a
Yeah,
whole kind of
and Babylon
war-torn
as
world.
well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elvis, I suppose.
Maybe. I mean, because I don't know if they filmed at Graceland or if they had to kind of recreate Graceland because there are a lot of
Yeah, I
scenes
don't
in
know.
Elvis's house and things like that. So, um, yeah, I mean,
If Avatar wins, it's a disputed
yeah,
from
it's kind of
Monday
a weird
Madness.
one to be in there.
Best original song. You have Applause from Tell It Like a Woman, which I couldn't
I
tell you
don't
what that
know
is.
what that is. Yeah.
Hold My Hand from Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah.
Lift Me Up from Wakanda Forever.
Yeah.
Natu Natu from RRR.
Yes.
And This Is a Life from Everything Everywhere All at Once, which is good. Which is good. But for God's sake, give it to
Not to,
Natu
not
Natu
to. Oh
because
my gosh. I'm just so
I'm
excited for this.
disgusted. I am
I'm
disgusted. I am
Why?
disgusted with all of the Oscars, all of the Oscars ever, and we haven't even got to it yet because RRR is not up for Best International Feature
Yeah, I think there was a reason for that. Like they didn't put it up
because some of
because
it's in English.
yes, something like that.
Nonsense.
So there was like a reason why it wasn't eligible. So it wasn't like they didn't want to. I think it was because there
I
was
don't
something that
agree.
made it.
Dispute.
There was something in there that made it ineligible, and I don't remember what it was. But
Dispute.
um,
Well, give this
yes,
one to RRR then. Yes, okay, there's
yes.
good
I
songs
mean,
in there. The
I
Lady
think
Gaga
I
one, the Rihanna
honestly
one.
I could say like I probably one of the things I'm most excited to see is the performance of this song
Yes, give it to
at the
Natu
worst.
Natu,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
Please, straight up,
100%.
no more questions asked. There's good. This Is a Life's a good song. Lift Me Up's a good song. Hold My Hand's a good song. I don't know the Applause song, but it's a good category actually. Good category there. But
Yeah.
please give it to Natu Natu.
I just want them to bring down the whole house and have an amazing, memorable, big moment performing a huge epic performance of this song on the Oscar stage. Like I would love that so
Yes,
much.
yes,
Yeah.
it'd be the best. Best international feature is RRR, but it's not because it's not nominated. You've got All Quiet on the Western Front from Germany. Argentina
Yeah, I
1985,
keep
which
hearing
won
about
the
this
Golden
one.
Globe, and I
Yeah.
really should need to watch this movie.
Yeah.
Close or Close from Belgium. EO from Poland, and The Quiet Girl from Ireland. Why's Ireland got one then? That's not in Irish Gaelic, is it? Presumably, The Quiet Girl. I've not seen the movie, but
Uh,
presumably it's not spoken in Irish Gaelic and is spoken in English. So why does that RRR count?
I don't know. Well, I don't know if
Jeannine, it
that
makes
was the
no sense.
reason.
Jeannine,
I don't know if that was
the
the reason. I
Oscars
think
don't like Indian people.
I wouldn't say that. But
That's why.
no, there was a specific reason and I don't remember what it was that it was not eligible. And I don't remember what it was
I
because
refuse to believe that an
we
Irish
do
movie
crack
belongs in this, by
research
the
here on Monday Madness.
way. We
Um
do, yes.
but yes, there was a reason that they couldn't
I,
submit it
I'm
or
not.
something.
I'm not having. I'm not having that an Irish movie. But it's supposed to be internet. It's supposed to be
With
in
the
a
British
different
in you.
language, isn't it? That's the point of
I
it.
mean, it's international.
I know.
Because it's not
okay?
because it's no
Okay.
longer a foreign language film.
Do
It's
British movies count then?
I mean, maybe they could.
British. You tell me British movies count in
I
international feature.
don't make the rules. I don't know. I'm
I
just
don't
saying
think they know what the
now that
rules
it's
are.
international, Ireland is international.
But so is
So
Britain then if it's the US.
yes, so technically if
Canada.
technically they could do that. International is just anything that's, from
I
around
think
the
the
world.
Argentina movie will win.
I mean, it won the Golden Globe, I think. Yeah.
It did.
So
And
yeah.
it's people are talking more and more about that movie. And I
Yes.
think
Yeah.
I want to see that movie. It sounds like something I really could do with seeing, actually.
That's
Especially
not in English.
Argentina 1985. That's not in, yeah. It's clearly, obviously, not in English. Stupid, weird rules. If it was Argentina 1986, of course, there'd be World Cup and football involved.
Of course.
Maybe 1985. I suppose Falklands War and all that kind of stuff, isn't it? I know that because it's Britain.
Yes.
And Argentina. Anyway, editing, best film editing. You've got The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. Not seen Tar yet either. I don't think that's out in Britain, unless it is.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen it either.
Very small.
I mean, Everything Everywhere, because I mean, you had to cut to all these different places and intercut things together, and going from one multiverse to another one, and so there had to be some very kind of precise editing happening in that movie in terms of the sequencing and making things match up and line up and feel like you're moving between worlds. So Everything Everywhere. 100%.
I think that should be given to Everything Everywhere as well. I mean, I feel like at this point we're giving the Banshees of Inisherin categories. It shouldn't. What's so special about the editing in the Banshee? It's fairly typical.
Yeah.
There's nothing massively unique about the editing style of it. Maybe I just look for uniqueness rather than actual quality.
Maybe.
And I want to give it to them. I want to give it to like the wackiest choice rather than what is perhaps the most textbook.
Yeah, something that you can actually feel or see that there was something,
Yeah. Which I always
some work to be done.
I feel like it should go to that anyway. So yes, Everything Everywhere, please.
Oh,
Top Gun, yes, okay. Top Gun, good editing, fight, dog fight scenes and planes and all that kind of stuff.
Beach football scenes, all of that.
Beach
Very
football
important.
scenes, if you want. Yeah, okay. Sure. Cinematography.
Yeah.
Cinematography, Jeannine. Best cinematography, All Quiet on the Western Front. Lot of noms for All Quiet on the Western Front. Awful lot of noms, considering it's a Netflix movie that doesn't actually exist because it's on Netflix and not actually a movie.
Okay.
Bardo, False Chronicle of a Handful of Truths. Why have I not even heard of that?
No, I don't know what that is.
Elvis, Empire of Light, which is a Roger Deakins.
Mm-hmm.
And Tar.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of those, so except Elvis.
I actually haven't seen any of those at all, fortunately.
Why are you doing your best Ian McKellen as Maggie's?
I don't know. I was doing a bit then, wasn't I? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. Give it to All Quiet.
I would just give it to Roger Deakins because he's amazing.
I'll give it to Roger Deakins. Screenplay, best original screenplay. Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere, The Fabelmans, Tar, and Triangle of Sadness, which is that movie that Ruben Östlund, is Woody Harrelson.
Yeah,
in that
where they kind of get revenge on all the rich snobs on the ship. Get them
people
all
are
sick.
talking about that. People are also saying it's like not a movie they liked, but then other people are saying it's really, really good, and people, I don't know where to stand. People are weird when it comes to this time of year. Best original screenplay. I mean, what is the most original movie? Oh, look at that. It's Everything Everywhere
Everywhere all at
Again.
once. Yes. Yeah.
So, yes, 100%, please. It's the most original movie and the best movie I've seen in years.
Yes,
So,
it's
please give it
great.
to
I
it.
mean, yes, to have to kind of make that story make sense and yeah, brilliant.
As fun as the Banshees of Inisherin as a screenplay is, because you've got full of Irish dialect and things like that in there, that must be really fun to write, having all
Yeah.
those specific little things in there. Although I don't know how much was maybe ad-libbed or if it was all written. A good script, a really good script, a really clean script, a fun script, a witty script, but a dark one. But Everything Everywhere is for originality, and that's what original screenplay should all be about, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Adapted screenplay. All Quiet on the Western Front. Glass Onion, Living, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking. Which I feel like
I
is another
mean,
movie I probably should watch because people are talking
yes.
about that.
Yes. What is Glass Onion adapted from?
I don't know. Presumably the first Knives Out movie. I don't know. I don't know why that's up in adapted screenplay. Actually, it's weird.
Yeah, when it came up, I was like, I thought that was kind of Ryan Johnson's kind of original idea. Like, what's it adapted from?
I think it is. I think it must be because it's a
Just kind of
sequel.
branched off of
I guess.
Knives Out, the original. Okay.
And there's the same character in there, so you
Character
have to
kind of
just kind of
carrying over
adapt Benoit Blanc for a new
thing, a new
movie.
adventure.
I don't know. New
Yeah, so I thought that
adventure.
was kind of. But I mean, Glass Onion was a great script. I really liked that.
Living is the not Ikiru. Is it Ikiru? The
Is it?
Kurosawa movie?
I thought that was the one with Bill
No,
Nighy.
it's the one with Bill Nighy. Yeah, I'm talking
Yeah.
about the adaptation, the original
Oh.
movie.
Oh. Okay.
I'm sure it's Ikiru, the one where what's his name, Takashi Shimura gets like a diagnosis and then has to kind of figure himself out.
Maybe like like Last Holiday.
A little bit like Last Holiday, but way more serious.
Yeah.
I think that's what Living is, the Bill Nighy
Okay.
movie. Again, I feel like that was showing for like all of a week.
Yeah, like
In
I never even
November.
saw it showing anywhere. Yeah.
If you want people to see these movies, actually put them out properly.
But they're busy. They're literally like, okay, well, we have just for it to be eligible, it has to be at least
I
in a
know it's
theater
annoying.
for however many weeks, and then we
And
can
that's all
pull
they
it.
care about.
Yeah, just to
They
get
don't
the
care about
eligibility.
people actually
That's what
seeing it, do they?
Netflix does with their movies that are nominated.
Yeah.
They're just like put them in theaters for like a couple
Yeah,
days, and then
it's annoying.
yeah.
I'm led to believe Bill Nighy in Living is really quite good.
That's what I hear as well. But I mean, just for me, my taste, I would put Glass Onion because that was a really creative, you know,
But then I'm also led to believe that that Women Talking is a
is really good. Yeah.
really good, impactful movie as well. So why not go there? I think we're into the biggies now, Jeannine.
Ooh, okay.
So let's start with Best Supporting Actress.
Angela.
She's Angela Bassett.
Angela.
Wakanda Forever. Hong Chow for The Whale.
Oh, she was pretty good.
Kerry Condon for Banshees of Inisherin. And Jamie Lee Curtis and Stephanie Hsu
Stephanie Hsu. Yeah.
for
I mean,
Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I don't know that Jamie did enough to
I
kind of
don't
warrant
think Jamie
that.
should be in here. I love Jamie Lee Curtis, but
Me
why?
too, but I don't think she did enough to kind of be in
She's
there.
just
But
doing something different to what
what?
she has ever
Yeah.
done before.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Which is good. This is what we like from people. We like Jamie Lee Curtis, but why? I feel like somebody else should be
Could
in that
have been
place.
in
Stephanie
there.
Hsu is doing far more.
Yes. I mean, she's kind of the lead kind of villain in that movie.
I mean, you
And
would give it to Angela, wouldn't you? Would give it to
yes.
Angela
I
Bassett.
mean, to be the first to get an acting nomination in the MCU, I think that's kind of a big deal. And she was brilliant in what she kind of had to do. So I would give
Angela
it to her.
Bassett or Stephanie Hsu, I would be happy with there. I
Those are
think
definitely the two. Hong Chow, like if you see The Whale, Hong Chow is definitely kind of heartbreaking in that movie. Everyone is heartbreaking in that movie, but she's so good. And then I would just kind of tack on the menu. It's like a bonus.
yeah. Well, if this was like done for, because decades and decades ago, the Academy would award acting stuff for a year's worth of work rather than one role.
Yeah.
Which I actually think makes more sense than kind of just like, oh, you in particular, you were great the whole year.
Yeah.
It'd be like people fighting to make 7 movies a year just for
Just to
like
get
4 of them to be really good.
Yeah.
It'd be great, but there'd be other people in conversation for that if people had been talking about Lashana Lynch.
Yeah.
As a year's worth of a full body of work.
Yes,
Maybe not
which I
one
think
role
she
in
she was
particular.
snubbed. I think she should have got nominated for the Woman King. She was so good in that.
Again, the Woman King is just nowhere to be seen
No.
at all, which I suppose is a disappointment, really.
Yeah.
But Angela Bassett or Stephanie Hsu for that one, I think, for me. Best Supporting Actor being Brendan Gleeson for Banshees, Brian Tyree Henry for Causeway, Judd
I need
Hirsch
to
for The
watch that.
Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan.
You
or
just like to
Keoghan.
say that.
I do like to say. Or Keegan. How do you actually say his name? I've been saying Keoghan for so long. I don't
think
know how
it's
to say his name.
Keoghan. That sounds very
For Banshees as well.
Yeah.
And Ki Kwan for Everything,
Key.
Everywhere,
It's gonna
All
be
at
key.
Once.
It's gonna be key.
It
It has to
is.
be key. It's gonna be key. I want
It
that for
is.
him so bad. I mean, just the journey and his story and all of that.
And that's why
Yes.
the Oscars love a story. The Oscars love a journey. And
Yes.
it is his to lose. And as I actually think Barry Keoghan is better than Brendan Gleeson in Banshees. Again, we're talking about, 2 people from the same movie being nominated in supporting again.
Yeah.
Which is unusual, really, isn't it? But it is Ki Kwan. It is Ki Kwan for that award.
I was excited to see Brian Tyree Henry. I heard a lot of great things about Causeway, which I do want to see. I think it's a movie with him and Jennifer Lawrence. So I would love to see his performance in that because I do really like him. I saw the first time I ever saw him was in Atlanta, and then for him to kind of have this great kind of film trajectory after that.
Yeah, he's done well. He continues
yes,
to do well.
I'm really excited for him getting that nomination. So I really want to watch that movie. But yeah, it's definitely Ki Kwan, 100%.
It is. Best lead actress: Cate Blanchett for Tar, Anna de Armas for Blonde. Get out, get out, Blonde. Away with it.
Yeah.
Andre Riseborough for To Leslie, Michelle Williams for The Fabelmans, and Michelle Yeoh for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
Yes, Michelle Yeoh, 100%.
But does Cate Blanchett come with a shout?
I mean,
because she's supposed to be really good in Tar.
but she's got one. She's got one.
She has got one. She has got one. Yes.
And
admittedly, I do think recently, as much as clearly the Academy hates black people still, it doesn't mind Asian people anymore.
No.
It's awarded quite a number of them in the last few years.
Well, I mean, I was seeing a thing, they worded her kind of nomination in that way that they did of like the first Asian presenting or Asian,
which is actually, I don't mean to actually
there,
Jeannine, but it's actually wrong.
No, they said it like somebody who like identifies Asian, the first Asian identifying person to be women to be nominated because
what a stupidly annoying way of putting it.
Well, because the one actress,
Merle Oberon.
Well, no, because the one actress who was nominated couldn't, was
couldn't,
white passing,
not didn't,
and
couldn't.
Yes, and she
couldn't because she would have been abused.
Yes, so she was white passing, and so she couldn't, say that she was. So that's why
that's not okay.
Yes, it's not okay. But so they didn't want to. So it was a very weird way to word it, but like,
it's not okay.
They wanted to have this first kind of title on it. But yeah,
well, she'll win it. She'll win it.
Yes. Yeah.
She will win it. But if they come out with the first Asian actor, to ever win, away with you, because the only reason Merle Oberon isn't considered is because she couldn't do it.
Yes.
She
Well,
won in
no.
1935 for
Yes.
the Dark Angel, I think it was called.
Yeah, but she was just nominated. She didn't win, did she?
I don't know now. She might have just been
So
nominated.
yeah, if
and this is
Michelle
what
Yeoh
this is
wins,
what we're
then she will
talking
be
about.
the first to win, first Asian woman to win. I believe.
Still,
Yeah.
remember Merle Oberon. That's my point.
Yes. Yes.
That's my whole
yes.
point in all that.
Yes, but I think it'll be Michelle Yeoh.
Best actor here. I do think there's one taking this. I do
Well,
think
I
there's really only
think
one person
I would have
taking this
said that.
ball.
I would have said that. I would have said Brendan 100%. But with Colin winning at the Golden Globes, everyone talking about Austin Butler, I think it's
If
a
Austin Butler,
it's a three-way race between the three of them.
But okay, so there's Austin Butler, there's Colin Farrell, there's Brendan Fraser, there's Bill Nighy. Fair play to
Yes.
Bill Nighy for getting himself a nomination there as well. And there's Paul Mescal. I don't even know if you say it Mescal. I don't even know how you pronounce his name. From After Sun, which is a movie I definitely should see. Because I'm led to believe he's really good in that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
And I know they were fighting about who might win this fifth nomination, because it was obviously going to be Nighy, Fraser, Farrell, and Butler.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people were happy that Paul Mescal got that fifth nomination. Do you think Colin Farrell could win that over Brendan Fraser? I'm speaking about the story of it, the journey of it. If we're giving Ke Huy Quan the supporting actor for the story of him, surely we're giving Brendan Fraser this for the same reason, as well as a good performance.
I mean, yes, I would 100% give it to Brendan, but because of how the Globes went, I don't know. It's just in my head that people were really looking at Colin,
Colin Farrell's great in Banshees. He is.
And really looking at Austin Butler as well for all the. Because I mean, despite the movie being very kind of trippy and having some weird choices and whatever Tom Hanks was doing, Austin Butler is giving a great performance. So,
but the point is, if Austin Butler wins, I will throw up.
You have to watch Elvis before you can even say things like
no,
that.
No, I don't, because I've actually feel like I've watched Elvis because I've seen Austin Butler give a speech.
Oh my gosh.
And I can't be doing with him giving another speech, trying to be Elvis, unless he does win and gives a speech and then actually starts speaking normally again and reveals that it was all an act just to win his Oscar.
Yeah, I doubt that.
I was so taken up by the spirit of Elvis, and now it has relieved itself once I have got my hand on this little gold statue.
But, well, yes.
Give it to Brendan.
I think it should go to Brendan. The Whale was an amazing performance. And just the story of it, I think, is great. We need to see a California man. Making California man stars night.
Oh, for God's sake.
California man is what British people call Encino Man, because
it is, yes.
British people have no concept of the city of Encino in California, so they just call Encino Man California man. So yes, him and Key winning California man all the way. Yeah,
it works for me. It works for me. Best director. Again, just deeply. There's very. I don't know. It's very white, isn't it? This particular. Everything about it. It is. There's the odd Asian person, and then it's just like everyone's white. But whatever. Best director Martin McDonagh for Banshees. The Daniels for Everything Everywhere. Spielberg for The Fabelmans, Todd Field for Tar, and Ruben Östlund for Triangle of Sadness.
I would give it to the Daniels. I mean,
you would. There's a story with Spielberg, but it's Spielberg. Yeah. He's got enough awards. Give it to somebody else. Give it to the Daniels.
I mean, and the story of him kind of doing it, getting it for a very personal film to him. But yes, I would give it to the Daniels. I mean, the feat of Everything Everywhere was huge, and they were brilliant. And
Yeah,
them kind of giving Key this opportunity, like he says, they remembered him. They remembered that little boy from that movie
yeah,
and reached out to him and found him. So, you know, we
yeah.
wouldn't have Key
Give it
without,
to them.
coming back without him,
We
without
wouldn't
them.
have
So,
the best movie in years without them.
yeah.
So you know
So,
what I'm picking for the big one, because this is Best
Everything Everywhere.
Picture,
Yeah.
and there's 400 nominations because we can't just have 5 anymore. We have to have 87.
It's 10, it's
Best
fine.
Picture: All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fablemans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, and Women Talking. Top
Yeah.
Gun Maverick's in the noms for Best Picture.
I mean, it brought
I
people
like
back to the
that.
theater. It brought people back to the theater. They made a theater experience as clean and as beautiful as they waited. They held
And
this
that
movie
is
as long as
true.
they could because they wanted it to be seen in the theater. They made it to be seen in the theater. They wanted to bring people back to the movies, and I think that's a big deal. It's a big feat. And not only did they bring back people to the movies, they created a great, entertaining film with heart and emotion and all of the things. So,
Yeah.
I mean, when we did our countdown of our favorite movies of the year, that was mine.
You can't.
So,
Yeah, you can't. You can't fault it. But the
so
fact of the matter is, Everything Everywhere
if
All at Once.
Everything Everywhere All at Once wins, I will not be upset about that.
How
So,
could you be? How
no.
could you be?
So those
If
would be my
Avatar
top two.
wins, I will be upset.
I mean,
I
because
enjoyed Avatar. I thought it was great.
I
I did.
did, but
I thought
over
it was
those
great.
other
But
two
no.
films, no. No.
If Elvis wins again, I will
Oh,
throw up.
I will be very annoyed with that. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I think some of the others are in there kind of just to fill some
Because they
gaps.
very much are those kinds of Oscar-y kind of movies.
Yeah.
But
It
yes.
is. I do think it's Everything Everywhere's All to Lose. I think that's the big winner of the whole night.
Yes. Yeah.
I really do, and I'd be disappointed if it's not. I'd be like madly disappointed if it's not. If it turns out Elvis wins
Oh
8
my
Oscars,
gosh. Ugh. It'll be like Crash all over again.
and I've not even. I love how I hate Elvis without even seeing the movie.
Yes, I know.
Even though I actually quite. I don't like Elvis
You
as a Elvis music. I actually quite like. I don't have anything
yes,
against Elvis music at all. I like
and
it.
you enjoy Baz Luhrmann's directing. I don't
I
think you
enjoyed
hate
Baz
anything Baz
Luhrmann's
Luhrmann's done.
directing. I do. I just
So I think
hate Austin Butler's stupid face and his
so
annoying
if he
voice.
wasn't doing that accent, would you even have
Yes.
this much vitriol about
No.
Elvis?
No, I
Probably
wouldn't.
not.
Not even in the
You're basing
slightest.
all of this hate just on him doing this voice
Yeah, I
outside of the
would.
movie.
Because as you well know, Jeannine, I'm a stubborn man.
Yes, you are very.
And I have my thoughts and I
Well,
stick to them.
I think you need to watch Elvis.
I
Just
do.
saying. I,
Probably do.
you need to watch
That
all
will
of the films.
that will almost certainly be on the in-flight entertainment, won't it?
Yes. Yes.
Almost certainly. Well, lovely. Oscars predictions. Oscars desires conversation for today's
Yes.
Let's Talk, Jeannine. Let's finish off the day with some fun and games,
All
some
right.
Oscars trivia. We have 5 questions each, I think, Jeannine, all
Yes.
based around the history of the Academy Awards. Some straightforward sounding questions, perhaps, but I think some interesting facts as well will be learned in this particular trivia fun and games today.
Yes.
Because it's always nice. You realise just how much depth you can get out of Oscars trivia. You know, it's not just what won the Best Picture in 1947. You know, it's not just that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
No, I
There's
tried
way more
to
depth.
yeah, I tried to have some interesting
Yes,
questions.
I've only actually worded one as what won this in, what won this kind of
Yeah.
situation. I've only worded one as that.
Okay.
So I've got some interesting things here. So yes, I mean I know you like to go first in your in
I
the fun
do.
games, Jeannine, just to
Yeah.
get on board, hopefully. But so I'm going to ask you the question: who was the third black person to win an individual Oscar after Hattie McDaniel and Sidney Poitier?
Ooh. The third black person
To
ever.
win an individual Oscar. So not a group, not a something like that.
Was it um what's his name? I don't remember his name from that
Ooh,
Richard Gere movie.
ooh, you might. Ooh, I don't. Ooh, I know who you mean, but
Yeah,
I don't
I
think you're
don't
thinking in the right direction.
know.
Think about the wording of the question. Who was the third black person to win
Mhm.
an individual Oscar after Hattie McDaniel and Sidney Poitier? Ooh, you might kick yourself actually. Ooh, I'm quite surprised, but you might.
Really? Oh my gosh, I'm
Yeah.
trying to think. I mean, the only next person I can think of is Louis Gossett Jr. But was there somebody before him?
If Louis Gossett Jr. is your answer, I may have to take it. Ooh,
Yeah, I guess.
Louis
I don't know.
Gossett Jr. The third black person to win an individual Oscar was Isaac Hayes for Best
Oh,
Original
original
Song.
song for
Shaft.
Shaft. Oh, yes. Oh, sneaky, sneaky,
Yes.
sneaky,
Yes, I
sneaky.
didn't say acting.
Yeah, but like, yes, you were very much okay.
Sneaky, sneaky.
I wonder if I should give you my super easy question first.
Oh, God. If this is super easy, watch me get it straight wrong.
No, you're gonna get it 100% right. David Niven won an Academy Award for what film?
This will be separate tables, I think, Jeannine.
Yes.
Yes. Separate
It's
tables.
yes, it's just a bit of a joke because it was a little random movie that we covered on It's a Wonderful
But it's
Podcast.
really good.
Yes, it's
It's
a
a
really
really
good
good
movie. It
movie.
was a very random pick only to learn that it was like this Oscar-nominated movie. So,
Really good
yes.
movie. We kind of love separate tables.
Yes, we do.
Which movie won the first ever Best Animated Feature?
Um, Shrek?
It was Shrek. A lot of people think Toy Story.
Oh.
I've figured, but it was Shrek. 2001 it took them to do Best Animated Movie.
Yes.
Weird.
Okay, how many actors have won back-to-back Oscars?
Oh, I know this one because I've got a similar question.
No.
So it's 4.
What?
Is it 4? Is it 5? 5 people?
I have 2
2?
actors.
Oh,
Actors.
actors. Oh, I
Yes.
think yes, two men.
Yes.
2 men have won Best Acting. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'll ask my question that relates to that
Okay.
then. As I worded it, 4 people have won consecutive lead acting Oscars. Name 2 of them. And you answer.
Spencer Tracy and Tom Hanks.
Can you name the women? 2 women?
Kate Blanchett?
No.
I thought it was Kate Blanchett.
No. It's a different Kate if you want to refer to her as Kate. She let some people call her Kate. She didn't let everyone call her Kate.
Catherine Hepburn.
Yes.
Darling. Meryl Streep?
No. Louise Rayner in the 30s for The Great Ziegfeld and the Good Earth.
Okay.
Which was obviously the silly Asian face movie.
Oh, yeah. Boo.
That Be Kind Rewind did a good video of.
Yes.
As we like her.
Okay. How many Bond songs have won Academy Awards?
Oh, that's a good question. Oh. 3.
Yes.
Oh, that was a guess.
Yes. Can you name which ones?
Yes. Well, No Time to Die did. What other ones would have done? Goldfinger?
No.
Possibly. No. Live and Let Die. Live and Let Die? Wouldn't Live and Let Die?
It's all the new ones. The 3 newest
all the new ones.
Skyfall, really? Writings on the Wall.
Oh,
yeah,
Skyfall. Yeah. Stupid Sam Smith one.
Yes, and No Time
Terrifying.
to Die. Yeah.
Okay, well, that's nice. Wings, the movie, Wings, won Outstanding Picture at the first ever Oscars. But which movie won for Unique and Artistic Picture? Because they kind of give 2 Best Pictures out.
Oh, I knew this at one point in time because I was studying that and I was very confused.
Morgan owns this movie.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember.
Sunrise.
Oh, yes.
The Song of Two Humans.
The Song of Two Humans, yes.
Yes. Which I feel like that should be brought back. They only did it once, but I feel like it should be brought back. Okay. Have what you want to give and then have something that was weird awarded as well.
Okay. In honor of calling out sexual harassment.
How fun.
Who kissed the presenter when winning their Oscar in 2003?
Adrian Brody.
Yes.
Who was also, I think, the youngest ever lead actor winner. At like 26 or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is terrifying to think he's about the same age as I am when he won for The Pianist.
Yeah.
And looked like that with his big nose. Okay, here's an interesting last bit of trivia for you, Jeannine. Who was the first person born in the 21st century to win an Oscar?
My brain can't do that. First person in the 21st century?
I think it's actually like somewhat, yeah, of course it is. When you realise who it is. Because, like, who else would it be?
Meryl Streep.
Meryl Streep? Was Meryl Streep born in the 21st century?
Oh, born in the 21st century?
Yes, born in the 21st century.
Okay.
It's born this side of the millennium.
Who was the first person? Wait, read the question again.
Who is the first person born in the 21st century to win an Oscar? So, yeah, okay, they're still young. Very, really.
Very young?
Well, pretty young. Younger than me, because I was born in the 20th century. They're still younger than me, and they were even younger when they won. I always say this person's name funnily. I
mean, you do that with a lot of people.
I do, yes. It's not Barry Keoghan.
Keoghan? Like what?
I don't know when Barry Keoghan was born.
I think.
Ooh,
I would say Jennifer Lawrence, but you're not younger than Jennifer.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Billie Eilish
Oh,
for No Time to Die.
yes. See, you're tricking me. My mind just goes straight to acting.
Yeah. I thought I'd put some song ones in
Okay.
there.
Well, in honor of another Morgan, how many times
Ooh.
has Morgan Freeman been nominated for an Academy Award?
Ooh. I would say maybe 4 times. Something like that.
That is incorrect.
Ooh.
It is 5 times.
5 times. Let me try.
Okay.
Driving Miss Daisy,
Mm-hmm.
he would have been nommed for. $1 Million Baby, I think he was nommed for.
That's what he won for, actually.
Well, that's what he won for.
Mm-hmm.
Shawshank, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
And ooh, I don't know. Unforgiven.
Nope.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. What are the others?
Invictus for playing Nelson
Oh,
Mandela, I believe. And his very first in Street Smart in 1987.
okay, fair enough. Well,
Mhm.
yes, there we are. Oscars trivia. I think I won.
I think you won.
Did I
Yes,
win?
you did win.
Hey, I never win. I never
Yeah.
win the game. I won the game.
Tricked me.
Yay! I didn't
Music
trick you. They
people.
were perfectly valid questions. Perfectly
Yeah.
understandable, straightforward questions.
Trick me.
Oscars trivia. Your mind's going to acting, Jeannine, and it shouldn't be
Yes.
all the time. Well, there we go, I think, for this episode of Monday Madness, a delightfully Oscar-y movie show that it has been today. Well, where's my mind going? I don't know. But yes, like I said, we will be on a 2-week break.
A little bit of break. Mm-hmm.
Now, but certainly not going anywhere. We'll be back, like I said, with the show just after Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania comes out. So look forward to that. There's something to look forward to.
Yeah.
There'll be plenty more Oscars talk on this show, I'm sure, when the Oscars happens.
Yes.
Unless it doesn't. It's usually on a Sunday, isn't it?
It is.
Oh God. Oh no. Right,
So
we'll do a separate video entirely.
Yes, otherwise we'll be a whole week behind on.
I refuse to not talk about the Oscar winners, so we'll do a separate video entirely. Just to make sure we actually do talk about that. That's deeply annoying, isn't it? Anyway, Jeannine, do we have anything else to bring up at the end of today's show?
No, I think that'll do it.
Well, this is not the only show we have on the It's a Wonderful podcast feed, nor is it on the YouTube channel, is it? What else do we have?
No, well, on this very YouTube channel, we have all kinds of fun stuff. I'm doing a ton of Scream content in anticipation for Scream 6. So I'm talking all my favorite things about the Scream movies, all kinds of different videos about Scream. So if you love Scream, check those things out. We also have fun watch alongs you can take a look back at. Morgan doing some fun Blu-ray haul videos, reviews. We're doing some shorts now, so you can check those out as well. So all kinds of fun stuff on the It's a Wonderful Podcast YouTube channel. So like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of the things. But on the feed, we have our Wednesday show Morgan hasn't seen every Wednesday, where I force Morgan to watch things he hasn't seen. We recently celebrated our 200th episode of Morgan Hasn't Seen. So we were very proud of that. Very special thing. But we're starting a new series on Morgan Hasn't Seen. It's going to be, the month of love. So we're talking love game rom-coms all February long on Morgan Hasn't Seen. So check that out every Wednesday. And of course, every Friday, we have our main show, It's a Wonderful Podcast, where we give love to classic films. We are talking some Black 70s movies because February is also Black History Month. So we are looking at some cool Black 70s films all month long on It's a Wonderful Podcast. And we also will be celebrating our 250th episode of It's a Wonderful Podcast. So we'll be taking a break from the Black films to celebrate that mid-February. So keep an eye out for that every Friday.
Jeannine, that was a beautiful plug.
Thank you.
I can't say any more. I can't say any more to that. It was wonderful. Subscribe, ding the notification bell on this YouTube channel if you are watching this show on YouTube and subscribe to the podcast feed if you are listening to this wherever you get your podcasts. Of course, for all those fun things Jeannine just mentioned, if you would like to support us on Patreon or donate in any such way, there are links in the description down below for that. Patreon.com/itsawonderful1. Find the tier that is right for you. We can't do what we do without that generous support.
Yes.
And we love our patrons dearly. It's scrolling down at the bottom of the screen as well if you are watching. Or you can just find us on social media, the show on Twitter at It's a Wonderful One. Find me on Twitter at the Purple Dawn with a 3 instead of the E in there, because Jeannine.
3 is the magic number.
On Instagram and even TikTok at the Purple Dawn. All your lovely stuff is where.
You can find me at Jeannine__ on Twitter, Jeannine Devine on Instagram and TikTok. If you want to get any merch for any of our shows, you can find that at our Teespring shop. See the scrolling link below or check the description. And you can find our shop. Just search It's a Wonderful Podcast on teespring.com. We have some really cool designs over there, logos for our show, some fun Stranger Things designs. Check it out. And if you want to purchase any of my art in print form, you can find that at my Big Cartel shop, g9design.bigcartel.com.
Yes, lovely. There we go. We'll see you in 3 weeks on Monday Madness, but the other shows, the other videos are going nowhere. Plenty of stuff. Just no Monday Madness. Just no Monday
we'll be
Madness.
back.
The only one thing. We'll be back very, very soon. But I do think there's only one thing left to do, Jeannine, and I know you did it like a couple of weeks ago. And I don't want to hear it again, really. But I feel like it's
You
just
want me to do
appropriate
Austin
expression.
Butler's Elvis voice?
Please. Bye.